Good morning, class. In the previous video, we learned about weather, the difference between weather and climate, and the elements of weather and climate. The elements meaning essential characteristics part of something. Now we saw that temperature, atmospheric pressure and wind, and humidity are essential parts of weather and climate. They shape the weather and climate of a particular region at a particular period of time. We also learned about humidity, which can be categorized into three different types. Absolute humidity, which is the total amount of water vapor present in a given volume of air. Then we learned about relative humidity, which is the ratio. What is the ratio? The relationship that exists between the size, number, and quantity of any two things. So, relative humidity is the ratio between the amount of water vapor present in a parcel of air in a certain temperature and the actual amount of water vapor that the same parcel of air holds at the same temperature. Then we also learned about specific humidity. It is the ratio of the water vapor content in the air to the total mass of the air. Now, today we are going to learn about precipitation. Now, precipitation is falling of raindrops, any of water on earth due to gravitational force. It can be in any form. It can be in the form of rainfall or snowfall or hail. So, today we are going to learn about precipitation. Underline please. It is on page number 18. Precipitation. When the water vapor in the atmosphere condenses, becomes a mass and falls in solid or liquid forms due to the gravity of the earth is called precipitation. Now, rains, drizzle, snowfall and hail are some forms of precipitation. They can change the weather at any point of time. Now, these days, if you have been following the news, then you will realize that in some parts of northern India as well as southern India also, it's raining quite heavily. So, any form of precipitation can change the climate of a place. Mostly they follow climatic patterns. However, at times sudden weather change also influence types of precipitation. What do we understand by climatic pattern over here? The monsoon. Generally, the precipitation, when we are talking about rainfall or hail or thunderstorms, it will be during the monsoon season. But then there are times, especially when there are western disturbances. What are western disturbances? You must have often heard in the weather forecast that due to western disturbances there has been a little or some amount of rainfall in maybe the northwestern parts of India. At times even the northern part of India is affected by these western disturbances. So before we go further, let us understand what a western disturbance is all about. It is an extratropical storm which originates in the Mediterranean region, and it often brings winter rain to the northwestern parts. Now, it is not only during the winters it rains, but it happens during the summer season also, and not just the northwestern part of India but also in the northern parts. You will feel the impact of the western disturbances can be felt. Now, let us see. There are different types of precipitation as per the state of water that falls. If it is falling in solid form, then we are talking about snowfall or hail, but if it is in liquid form, then we are talking about rainfall. Now, generally, the monsoonal precipitational pattern, okay, like in the beginning I talked about the northern parts of India as well as some southern parts of India getting rains during the past few days, then it happens because of the non-monsoonal precipitational pattern. and it is driven by westerlies. What are westerlies? When the wind is blowing from the western direction, they are called the westerlies. And when the wind blows from the eastern direction, it is called the easterly. Now let us see the different kinds of precipitation. First of all, we'll talk about rainfall. So underline, when water drops of 0.5 mm or more fall on the ground, it is called rain. Underline, if droplets are less than that size, they are called drizzle. Small water droplets join together and keep getting bigger. When they become too heavy, really big and heavy, they fall on the ground as rainfall. Now just after condensation, now before we go further, let us establish what condensation is all about in case you have forgotten. It is the process in which a gas cools and then it becomes liquid. And where does it happen? In the higher upper reaches of the atmosphere. Water droplets get frozen into ice crystals or snow. However, these ice crystals, being heavy, start falling down and melt while passing through the warmer air and become rainfall. See, if the air is warm in the atmosphere, which is bordering the earth, then what will happen? Those ice crystals will melt and will fall as rainfall. Whereas if the weather is cold, then it becomes snowfall, and it takes place in the higher altitudes. Therefore, you find snowfall in the mountainous areas. Now let us look at snowfall. We have seen above that raindrops start falling as ice crystals or snow. Thus all rainfall starts as snowfall. Underline, this is important. All rainfall starts as snowfall in the upper layer of the atmosphere. However, if the air below is cooler and not warm enough to melt them, they continue falling as snow, and the process is known as snowfall. Underline all that. This happens in regions of higher latitudes and altitudes. Underline that. This is very important. So this can be even asked as give reason. Why does snowfall only happen in regions of higher latitudes and altitude? Now coming to hail. Now children, hail forms in cumulonimbus clouds when large raindrops get frozen. Cumulonimbus clouds are also known as they indicate thunderstorm and heavy precipitation. They are commonly also known as thunder clouds. Hail forms in cumulonimbus clouds when large raindrops get frozen. When they become too heavy, they fall on the ground. As the air below is warmer, they reduce into smaller size. Hail is a type of solid precipitation. Generally, hail is accompanied with stormy weather. Hailstones can break windows and dent the roof of cars. They are harmful for crops. A single hailstorm can destroy acres of crops. For example, on May 4, 2017, a powerful hailstorm destroyed about 4,000 hectares of cropland in Nasik, Maharashtra. Now we'll study about the clouds. Clouds cover the sun and reduce the amount of sunshine. So, the denser the cloud, the less the sunshine. A bright sunny weather can change immediately if clouds appear. Clouds are made up of tiny droplets of frozen crystals of water. Please underline that. They are formed, underline, when moist air cools around little particles floating in the atmosphere. There are four main types of clouds. Now children, I'll just, before we take up cirrus clouds, and as the wind is very high, I'll quickly focus the camera on the sky above, overhead, and see, you can see wisps of cirrus clouds over there. Can you see? Right? So the wind is very high and clouds are continuously moving, and at times I see cumulus clouds also. Later on we will see what cumulus clouds are. So first let us learn about cirrus clouds. Cirrus in Latin means curly. Thin, light and feathery clouds high in the sky are known as cirrus clouds. Please underline that. They look like stretched cotton pulled apart. They appear thin as clouds and are made of ice crystals instead of water droplets. Please underline all that. Cirrus clouds in blue sky indicate fair and clear weather. So once again back to the sky. So you can see how sunny it is outside, though the sky is not as blue as it was early in the morning. You can see a little bit of grey also over there. But then right now in Mount Abu we have a fair and clear weather. No hope of any rain. Okay, coming back to the chapter. Cumulus clouds. Latin word cumulus means accumulate, which further means to gather. To gather, not together, to gather. Accumulated clouds looking like puffs of cotton scattered over the sky are known as cumulus clouds. Rests up when water vapor, underline please, when water vapor along with warm air through evaporation gradually gets accumulated or collected into cumulus clouds. When the color is white in it, there is no rain, but when it's grey, it is expected to rain. So it's a bit more solid or more dense than a lot dense than the cirrus clouds. Now let us look at the stratus cloud. Stratus clouds look like thick blankets spread over the sky. The word strata means layer, underline that. These layers of clouds are formed, underline, when warmer, moist air blows in a cold weather. They are grey in color and tend to stay for longer periods. Underline all that. They generally produce drizzles. When the stratus clouds come near to the ground, fog is formed. When we go to the hill stations, we generally come across such clouds touching the hills and the valleys. So it is formed when the warm air, moist air blows in a cold weather. Now please turn the page and we will learn about the nimbus clouds. Now children, what all facts that I have written over here, make sure that you also copy it down. Now nimbus clouds are formed due to warm weather conditions. This is why. Now nimbus clouds are, let us first read what is written over there. The very word nimbus, underline, means large grey rain clouds. They are dark and are associated with thunder and lightning. This is why children, when we were learning about hail, so we learnt about the cumulonimbus clouds, and I told you that they are commonly also known as thunder clouds. So they are thick and low lying due to heavy weight. They are found at low altitude. Why? Because they carry a lot of water in it. Nimbus clouds over the sky, when they are over the sky for longer period, they cause continuous rainfall for long hours. Now, nimbus clouds are formed due to warm weather conditions. So, all through the summers, the formation of nimbus clouds will take place. And come the monsoons, these clouds will be the one which will bring us rain. They are spread uniformly, meaning to say evenly over the sky, and are found at low altitudes. Now, when we talk about low lying, means they develop from cumulus clouds. Nimbus clouds, they develop from cumulus clouds and are tall. Another fact characteristic of the nimbus cloud is that they develop from cumulus clouds and are tall. When we are talking about cumulus, which kind of clouds we are talking about? They are denser and they are formed, they have water vapor along with warm air when dressed up, okay, through evaporation, and they get collected. And during the monsoon, you will find them grey in color as they are heavy with water. So in this video, we are only going to learn till the nimbus clouds. So please learn about all different kinds of clouds, and make sure that you have underlined each and everything, the different forms of precipitation, the definition of precipitation. All this has to be learnt by heart. And in the next class, we will learn about the wind, the movement, the horizontal movement of wind, the pressure gradients, and the weather instruments. So please study well. If there is something which you have not understood, Please note it down in your book or in your diary, and we will discuss it when the school reopens. Thank you.